For a long time, I've accepted the general theory that Roy, the father of the yellow guy in Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, is the villain of the series. Other theorists suggest that he represents the media, or represents evil in general, and given his outlandish appearance in the series, it doesn't seem like that theory is disputable. I mean, that interpretation has become widespread and accepted. But what if I told you that Roy, the creepy phantom of a character we see throughout the series, isn't the bad guy, but instead is the victim? Okay. Before you go to the comment section and tell me I must be wrong, I want to explain my reasoning with you. To do so, I'm going to show you a memorable clip whose implications are often glossed over.
My dad is a computer. Look at the time!
Why would Roy, who is reportedly the head of the media and this huge evil figure, still succumb to the media and all of its implications? His tinfoil helmet says it all. His brain is being controlled by the media as well. This isn't the only time that we see Roy succumbing to the media. We also see him among the group of people who are worshipping Malcolm. He isn't any leader of the media, in fact, he is just a follower. Roy really is nothing more than a victim of the media itself. He's so sucked into it, just like the puppets become. So that leads me to the question, why is he always stalking the other puppets? Why is he always in the corner of some shots in almost every single episode of the series? The answer to this lies in another theory of mine. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you go watch it. A card will be in the corner. But basically, in my Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared 5 Explain theory, I suggested that each character, rather than being a representation of the different age groups, was actually a representation of the different parts of the mind. So, if you want to get into this more, you could go watch that series, but I did attribute the traits of the parts of the brain to the actual traits of the characters, and it matched up pretty well. So I think it is a theory with some solid foundation, and what we could put on top of this is this idea that Roy is a victim of the media in this entire picture. In my previous theory, we didn't have an explanation or somebody to attribute to the frontal lobe. And according to Healthline.com, the frontal lobe is the part of the brain that controls important cognitive skills in humans such as emotional expression, problem solving, memory, language, judgment, and sexual behavior. It is in essence the control panel of our personality and our ability to communicate. What this means is our frontal lobe is our way of connecting with others, our way of bridging the gap between us and the outside world. Because of the first clip, it's clear how sexual behavior links to the character of Roy. But if we assign Roy the role of the victim of the media, then we could easily see how that plays into communication. The media tells us how to act in society, tells us how to react to certain things, gives us stereotypes and judgments with which we can judge other people. And so the media is a substitute for education about expression and communication, hence the judgment part of the frontal lobe. So this tells us that the reason that Roy is always looking over the other puppets, either in the corner of a room or from above, the purpose is always just to control the other parts of the brain, to make sure that the functions of the brain are all working to ensure that it aligns with the media. And through his attempt to align the other functions of the brain with the media, he is slowly destroying them. So he is evil, in quotation marks, for harming the other puppets, but his intention is only driven by the overarching media, which he is a victim of himself. So it really is up to judgment whether you want to think of Roy as a villain or not. Is he a villain for harming the puppets, or is he a victim for being victimized by the media, so controlled to the point that he is using his other brain functions in order to align with the media, and thus making them decay, making them rot? Thank you for taking the time to listen to this theory. If you liked it, if you liked my animations, if you liked the way I made it, please leave a subscribe, a like, and a comment below. And as always, see you next week.